Okay, it's time for my Reynolds Rap. I'm back in my porch in Florida at the home for the relatively unimportant. And I was watching this thing on Nightline about Rosan Bar, and I realized that I am friends with Rosan since she began. I was on television in Denver on KOA radio and television simulcasts all night long, and she used to watch me in Utah and came across to visit me with her first husband, Bill, at the time, wore a poplin jacket, came in and told some really funny jokes. I put her on the air. She was chewing gum, kept her poplin jacket on. She was totally irreverent and funny. And the rest, you know, she went on to do the opening act for Julio Iglesias. I think that's where that started her off, and then, you know, the Johnny Carson show. But the fact is that I'm friends with her since then, and she's had a few comebacks. And I have too. You know, I mean, every time you fall, you pick yourself up and you keep going. I mean, everybody forgets that she scratched her crotch and sang the national anthem. Now, that was, she didn't take a knee. You know, I mean, she was the first one to do that. She's a comic. Nothing funny about racist comments anymore because people aren't laughing at that. It's too touchy. And the other thing about her is that she is friends with Rabbi Shmuley. Now, he will tell you that he started on my show in New York very, very long ago and wrote his book on kosher sex. That's what it was. I guess you eat a bagel while you're screwing. Anyway, it's no. See, now I'll get in trouble for that. That's he has 8 kids, I think. Was it 8 children? I've been to his house a lot in New Jersey for his Passover. He didn't pass over that. He had all those children. But these are good people. You know, they're fun and they're funny and they got a good sense of humor and they're smart, and we're all trying to be liberal and conservative at the same time. And they're kind of like, you know, this is where serenity meets calamity. You can't please everybody, and you know, sometimes you can't please anybody. So you got to please yourself. And if you please yourself, they call it pleasuring yourself. Then you get in trouble and they toss you out of your job. So that's what happened. Then they go into the other thing. But she has plenty of money, like Mel Gibson. He has plenty of money, so he's happy now. That's not the point. It's not about the money. Doesn't reinforce your genes so that you have peace of mind and serenity. Serenity. Yeah, that's it. That's what we want. We want serenity. Serenity comes from being at peace with yourself and really knowing that there's three phases of this. First of all, there's somebody doing something that may be considered wrong by the society or by yourself or someone else. That's the first part. Second part is to work on it and change it. The third part is forgiveness. That's where we are the weakest. We are not a forgiving country. We don't forgive very much easily. That's why you have all these lawyers making all this money. We actually forgive the court system and the lawyers, but not each other. Even in the scriptures, it says to leave your argument on the courthouse steps. Try to avoid a judge. They're talking about that right now. You know, with the immigration stuff. You know, try to avoid a judge. Don't put it in the judgment area. If I'm God in your life, I'm going to be very punishing. You're going to go to life in prison if I'm your God, because you know I'm a guy that goes for capital punishment when I'm offended. And then in 20 minutes, my adrenaline is down and I'm forgiving. So, listen, everybody's got to take a deep breath and go into your 20-minute halt. HALT, hungry, angry, lonely, tired. And that's America right now. We're halted. Hungry, angry, lonely, tired. We have halt. P.S. I'm becoming the spokesperson for radio now because I've done so much about how I haven't liked where they've gone that you probably think that I don't love radio. I do. I love radio more than I love these people running it. And a lot of the things are not really necessary to do. But, I mean, you know, we don't really need all of these people to own dozens and hundreds of stations. You don't need that. What you need is one good one with a lot of fun. I talked to my friend Holland Cook. He's got a station that he's advising in Washington, D.C., WTOP at 1510 on the dial, covers the East Coast on AM. And if they run all of this stuff that they're doing on their experimental station and put it over on air, and with the 4,000 songs playlist that they have and the young buck jocks that are fun, they're going to really start it all over again. That's all I'm pushing for. But I am now the last standing jock They said that yesterday. Can you imagine that? I didn't know that was the only. I'm the guy that was the worst. I was the first shock jock, and I've become the voice of reason. Boy, is that a turnaround. And I told you, if I'm God and I'm the voice of reason, you're really in trouble. It's a Reynolds Rap.